Hi, this is Chico Resch. You are listening to the Let's Go Devils podcast on the Primetime Radio Network.
Happy Devils Friday. This is Game Day Live, coming to you live from the Primetime Radio studios inside the bunker. Undisclosed location in beautiful New Jersey. Streaming live on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, X Live, Twitch, and now on Instagram Live on the Let's Go Devils Network as the Devils take on the Washington Capitals tonight. Metropolitan Division Showdown, the fight for the wild card. It's all happening. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are. I am Sam Wu, flying solo, having a little scheduling issue because other people suck. Vinny Parisi is on assignment, and I actually had to move this podcast a little bit earlier, but for good reason. For good reason. Tonight, Devils are on a 3-game heater on the second game of this 5-game road trip. Pivotal game playing the Washington Capitals, who traded away John Carlson before trade deadline. And it was one of the bigger trades of the lack thereof NHL trade deadline this season. And I was kind of shocked as well. I figured that he would remain as a lifer with the Washington Capitals. I loved John Carlson from the start. I wanted the New Jersey Devils to draft John Carlson when he was on the board. But instead, David Conte's Swedish fetish, Lou Lamoriello's assistant, picked a Matthias Tendenby in that draft while John Carlson was still on the board. When you have a mobile defenseman like that, a young kid prospect, what are you doing? John Carlson moving to the Anaheim Ducks. Game today is at 7 p.m. Eastern, 7:08 p.m. Eastern puck drop. Sorry for the early edition of the Game Day Live. Otherwise, I would be able to do it. Got to fix the Jeep. This is what the issue is. I got to fix the Jeep by tonight. I cannot have my Jeep not rolling around because I'm going out tomorrow. So that's why I had to move the schedule. But regardless, Jack Hughes is on fire. Jack Hughes, 6 goals in the last 6 games, or maybe he has more than that, crushing the New York Rangers last game. And I know some of you Devils fans don't have hope that they're going to make the playoffs. I still have hope. I don't care about the odds, the percentages, because I was never an analytics guy to begin with. But take it one game at a time. And Jack Hughes, that press conference, it wasn't a press conference, the interviews that he was giving after the game, the post-game interviews to a group of reporters, he's taking it one game at a time. Jack Hughes saying the right things, saying that, they're going to try to win as many games as possible. That's what I want to hear. I don't want to hear about tanking. I want to hear about guys trying to play for jobs for next year, despite what has happened. And right now, Devils are at 72 points. The Capitals are a little bit ahead. I believe they're at 76 points. But the Devils have a chance to make their mark. They got to get wins. But specifically, with teams that are on the bubble, like the Washington Capitals, they got to get regulation wins. They got to get 2 solid points out of this. But keep winning, baby. Just keep winning. And the golden boy with the golden goal, Jack Hughes, is obviously a different player than before the Olympics. And he mentioned it, in the interviews that, he finds himself to be a leader, and that's what I want to hear. And on the Olympic team, he's amongst other leaders, picking their brains, trying to figure things out, adding more to his repertoire. Have you noticed that Jack Hughes is more vocal lately? He's doing more interviews. He's on podcasts. He's on late night shows. He's talking to everybody. He's chirping. He's getting himself into controversy with the whole, golden puck. Why does the Hall have it? Yada, yada, yada. And I love this about Jack Hughes. He shouldn't even care what other people think. I want Jack Hughes to be Jack Hughes. I want Jack Hughes, the competitor, because he is competitive. And when he's on the bench, he's yelling, screaming now. He's yelling at the other players. He's getting the message across. He's more assertive. He's more proactive as that leader. But everybody has to be everyday leaders on the New Jersey Devils. But Jack Hughes is one of those generational players that makes everybody better. And the Devils are playing much better. By the way, I'm really happy tonight because most likely Jake the Snake Allen is in net tonight. Thank you, the hockey gods. Thank you for putting Jake the Snake Allen tonight. He needs some work. That's my guy, Jake the Snake Allen. Which we'll have more about Jake the Snake Allen, some of the stuff that he's doing behind the scenes with his charity. We'll talk a little bit more about that this weekend with Jenny Streeter of OnSI.com. More to come on that. But Jake the Snake Allen, my guy, who has played more consistent than Jacob Markstrom. Jacob Markstrom is getting better. But the first 10 minutes of the game, the Devils need the lead. They need to score first. Devils are undefeated when they have the lead going into the third period. I believe they're 21-0. Remarkable record, knowing how to clamp it down and shut it down. Now you just got to get the lead. Take it one game at a time. I don't care what the naysayers say. I don't care what the media says. I don't even care when I'm in this Jack Hughes golden moment right now. I don't care anyone what people have to say. I feel this team has a chance to go in the playoffs. You just got to play Jake the Snake Allen when it's appropriate. Instead of overworking Jacob Markstrom in net. Play good defense, offensively, stretch the ice. Paul Cotter's getting goals. Paul Cotter's getting contributions right now. Why? Because I'll tell you what, Paul Cotter can stretch the ice because he is a very good cherry picker. Very, very good cherry picker, one-on-one with the goalie. He can be dangerous if he's hovering around the offensive blue line, looking for a home run pass. Jesper Bratt's starting to heat it up. Timo Meier, it's Meier madness. Let me hype it up a little bit more. Cody Glass has been playing well. Downtown Connor Brown. How about him? He's been playing pretty well himself. Surf says, Jack fixed the tooth. It's all over. I want to hear good juju. I want to hear good juju. But you got to believe. But if they lose the next 4 games, all right, we could stop that nonsense. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and plan the Garden Invasion on March 31st when the Devils take on the New York Rangers at Madison Square Garden. We'll be at American Whiskey in New York for the Garden Invasion. I'm trying to put this stuff together. I know Maria's going to go. I think oh my goodness wants to go, but he won't be around that week. But we're going to try to figure this thing out. And you got to have hope. And the players feed off of that energy. They really do. They feed off that energy. And I think it's good for the New Jersey Devils if they just focus one game at a time, one period at a time, one shift at a time. No Nemitz, how about that pass to Jack Hughes when Jack Hughes against the Rangers the other night, dangling just like on the tightrope on the blue line, playing with the puck from the left side to the right side, back to the left side, back to Nemitz, and then Nemitz finding Jack Hughes. Jack Hughes shoots the puck past Jonathan Quick in the net, giving the Devils a 5-3 lead. How about that move? That was a great move. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I also loved the fact that the Devils didn't get down on themselves when they were down 1-0. Jacob Markstrom gives up 2 goals and 3 shots. You had all the reason to give up. You're at Madison Square Garden. But they didn't. They didn't. Timo Meier scoring. Obviously, Jack Hughes scoring. It feels good to win. Can't lose in regulation, says Wimpy. Serve says, what's Scotty have to say about this game tonight? Scotty at Sirius XM. Liquid Metal will be on with me after the game, Devils After Dark, after the game where we recap the game that was against the Washington Capitals. Team is built to play more wide open. Serve says Gritsik is one of my favorite players. He's one of my favorite as well. I was totally wrong about him. I'll be the first one to raise my hand and say I was wrong about Arseny Gritsik. He wasn't going to be the next Gusev or all the other disappointments that have come out of the KHL from Russia. No, Arseny Gritsik, got to give where credit's due. Devils drafting, he's been pretty good. Lenny Amenaho has been pretty good lately. He's starting to pick it up. I mean, he had a good run there before the Olympic break, came back, kind of invisible at times, but not really too much of a liability. But Lenny Amenaho really starting to show some of his good stuff out on the ice. Loving the 4 lines that Sheldon Keefe can roll. Defensively, Jonas Siegenthaler, you don't really hear his name too much. Luke Hughes, he's been playing better. Just got to play better defensively. You got to be paying attention. You got to mark your guys. Shroom Groom White says, is it a confidence the team has played better with Luke back? The offense has picked up. Well, I'm telling you, like, Jack Hughes is on next level. He was on next level after the Four Nations tournament. And he was just on fire. Jack Hughes was on fire. And unfortunately, got hurt by Jack Eichel against Vegas last season. Ended Jack Hughes' season. I wish we would have saw what Jack Hughes would have done afterwards as the Devils made the playoffs, got bounced in the first round against the Carolina Hurricanes in the first round. But you got to think, Jack Hughes is on fire right now. Top 5 scorer since the Olympic break. Got to enjoy it as Devils fans. I know we're not thinking about playoffs, but one game at a time. What if the Devils win against the Capitals tonight on the road with Jake the Snake Allen? Next week is going to be a tough week. Dallas on Tuesday, Nashville on Thursday, Saturday against the nasty Carolina Hurricanes. That can make the break the season right there. If you're going to make a run for it, time is now. Time is of essence. Before you come home on the 29th against the Chicago Blackhawks on that Sunday night. I told you on the Morning Woo, I'll dress up like Martin Brodeur if they run the table on this road trip. That Sunday night. I'll dress like Marty and really get the fans going because we want to be on like that 10-game heater right now. You can only afford 1 loss or 2 overtime or 2 shootout losses at this point. You want to get to 98 to 100 points. This is a competitive Metropolitan Division, competitive Atlantic Division, competitive Eastern Conference. All right, let's get your predictions very, very quickly right now. Jake the Snake Allen is in net. I want to see your predictions. Going to head out of here in about a couple minutes. My prediction right now, because Jake the Snake Allen is in, hopefully he shook off some of that rust. You know, shake it, Shake it like a Polaroid picture. Shake off that rust. Jake the Snake Allen. Devils, Jack Hughes. The Jack Hughes Golden Tour continues in the nation's capital, where he was with his gold medal, where he was at the State of the Union. Devils Down Under says 4-3 Devils in overtime. Okay, so going to have extra points for the Washington Capitals. Wimpy says 4-3 Devils in OT. Selector Boy says 4-3 Devils. Michael Hayes says 3-2 Devils in overtime. 4-2 Devils. Devils Timo hat trick for March Madness, says Shroom Groom White. All righty. Meow, meow. What does the woo said? I'm saying myself in third person. How, narcissistic is that? Seagot says 4-3 Capitals. I fear Jake the Snake will have some more rust, unfortunately. I'm going the opposite. 4-3 New Jersey Devils in regulation. 2 solid points. The Capitals get nothing. They lose. Good day, sir. That's my prediction. That's right. That's my prediction. You heard it here first. We'll be back for Devils After Dark after the game. That's right. As Scotty of SiriusXM, Liquid Metal, and I will recap the game that was. Thank you for joining me for this abbreviated, earlier Game Day Live flying solo. But I got to get some stuff done for the weekend. Thank you. All those tuning in, dropping the podcast sometime tonight for your listening pleasure. But let's go Devils, baby. Let's go streaking, baby. Let's go make it 4 straight. 4-game heater on the horizon? I don't know. Find out. Till next time, let's go Devils.